Have you ever walked away from time with your mother-in-law feeling small, dismissed, or like you're carrying all the tension home with you? You're not alone. In my therapy room as a psychologist and couples therapist, I hear the same struggles again and again, and they don't just affect your relationship with her. They spill into your marriage, your parenting, and even how you feel about yourself. In this video, I'm breaking down one of the top 5 challenges women face with their mother-in-law and giving you insight and strategies you can start using today. So stay with me because understanding these patterns is the first step to changing them. Competition and feeling invisible. So I'm going to share a story about Hannah. So whenever her mother-in-law came over, she would gush about her son. You're such a wonderful father. You're such a hard worker. We're so proud of you. Hannah described herself feeling like wallpaper. She felt unseen. She felt acknowledged. Just like, what am I, chopped liver here? I guess I do nothing around here. And then other times, her mother-in-law would compete with Hannah's own mom, and she would try to see who would give better gifts or who got more time with kids. This is a tricky piece around equality, this myth that family connections are going to be 50-50 and always equal. And I remind people, we have different relationships with different people for a reason. So Hannah with me said, I feel like I'm in a constant tug of war. So here's one of those other tricky pieces, and this is the loyalty bind. Her husband felt torn between his wife and his mother, and she, his wife, felt invisible in her own family. And it's really tricky because it might not even be coming at you specifically, but you can feel it. You can feel it in your gut. You feel like something's off and it doesn't feel right, or it's almost like this. It's not this physical pushing you to the side, but it's almost this emotional experience of being pushed to the side. And I think here I'm going to do a perspective shifting because I really want you to hold this in mind. When your mother-in-law or other extended family member slips into competition, this is coming from a place of insecurity, not from your inadequacy. Her fear of losing her relevance drives the rivalry. And this is really where those tensions come from, that insecurity. They often sound like, if you're doing it differently, does it mean I did it wrong? Or if you're here supporting my son now, what role do I have? Here's the piece. You're not responsible for your mother-in-law's insecurity. You are responsible for how you show up and how you create connection and care. And I think the antidote here is not to get into competition back, not to try to one up, not to kind of wave the flag and say, see me, I'm here too. And so what I helped Hannah practice is saying this to her husband. I need you to see me. I need you to make space for us and not just your mom. There was so much more work that we did in here, and you're going to see more of this inside my book. But I just want you to hear this piece that when Hannah started to tune into her own sense of agency, she felt like she no longer felt like she had to fight for her place in her family. I want to say this. These are not minor annoyances. These are patterns. And they activate old wounds, they create triangles and loyalty binds, and they really put a tremendous amount of strain on couples. And they matter because research shows in-law relationships directly impact marital satisfaction and even divorce risk. If you recognize yourself in these stories, please hear me. You're not alone. These struggles are widespread. I sit across from women and couples every day and think, I just wish you could have heard what that couple said last week to know this is not just you. And I don't say that to minimize your true and unique experience, but to say with compassion, I see you and I know this is hard. And I also want you to know this. This doesn't mean your marriage is broken. These struggles mean you're navigating one of the most complex dynamics couples face. And this is exactly why I wrote You, Your Husband, and His Mother. I'm guiding you step by step through breaking these patterns, strengthening your bond with your partner, and creating boundaries that last. These are the tools and exercises and steps that I've walked with couples in my therapy room. And I can tell you it works. I've seen it change marriages for the better. And I have to plug this. So remember, when you pre-order, that is the best way to support me right now. When you pre-order the book, you're also going to get access to my live coaching session with me, where I'm going to answer your questions directly. And I also have a bonus guide with reflection prompts to help you start making those changes right now. I have all the details in the show notes for you.